Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now, hold on, I gotta make sure my mic is connected up on this scene. Okay, we are all of our mic is still working. Um, well, as you can see from the title, got my Xbox 360 right here. Is it worth it in 2021? That is a legit question, mainly because we have consoles like the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 3. I'm actually going to be doing a video on the PlayStation 3. Is it worth it in 2021? Especially with last generation consoles and this coming up. This generation that we're on right now is like the PS5 and all the other consoles. I won't be able to review them because this is only just the controller. But I am going to be doing an unboxing. Uh, there's going to be an unboxing video of this exact controller pretty soon. Um, so yeah, let's go ahead and let me swap it to the scene. And here we go. This is our Xbox with a um, right now I got Assassin's Creed in it. Um, I was I thought my Switch had uh, exact Assassin's Creed. It don't. Um, I probably gonna try to get Assassin's Creed 3 on here along on the PlayStation 3, which I got sitting back by my TV stand, and basically I'm gonna do a comparison on exactly just how much better is the Nintendo Switch. Right here, let me swap the scenes back. How much better the Nintendo Switch is compared to the Xbox versus the PlayStation 3. Now, Xbox is, I, I think it's a touch more powerful as far as graphics wise, but as far as processor wise, the PS3, I think it's a little bit more powerful. I'm gonna see if I could probably get like a spec sheet on both, um, just so we can actually just talk about. I should have actually went ahead and pulled up all the spec sheet. Xbox 360 specs. Okay, and then Nintendo Switch specs. And then the PS3 specs. Let's see. So I'm trying to find like all top sources as far as trying to get the specs out of them. Nintendo Switch, I got it to see how my live stream is going. Okay, still doing pretty good on the live stream. Like I said, I should have had this um up ahead of time, but I didn't really think I was gonna be okay. I'm just gonna use CNET because pretty good trusted source, especially on hardware. Alright, so let's see about okay. I'm just trying to get all the spec sheets up in the right while still trying to manage my live stream. Okay, as far as let's see if we can exit out all these videos and stuff. Of course, let's start off with they all touch on something a little bit different as far as of course, um, Xbox 360 by Microsoft, PlayStation by Sony. Let me actually go and get my PS3 so I can have it out here just for comparison. Let me set that right up there. I'll be right back. Alright, so got our Nintendo Switch, our PS3, and our Xbox 360. So, as far as we'll start off with something that's um, as far as internet wise, they all um, like sort of use the same Wi-Fi. Nintendo Switch has more flexibility because of the it could actually hook up to 5G network, and but the PS3 and Xbox 360 are limited to the 2.4 gigahertz. Um, so it's kind of a up 1 point up for the Switch. And let me see if they have like a maybe like a graphics or video. Let me see the. Okay, so as far as the TV connections, um, the PS3 and the Xbox both use HDMI component and composite video. Um, Depending on, they both had their different adapters. Actually, I got both the adapters on hand. Um, I think I only have the component video adapters. I don't have the composite. I believe that's right. Um, I get kind of confused between the two, but let me go grab those. Alright, so I got them both here right now. So this right here is the one for PlayStation, which, like I said, I think this is component video. I believe so. I kind of get confused between the two. I'm not too much into retro stuff, even though I own a bunch of retro. Mainly, I deal with emulators as far as it comes to retro stuff. But as you can see, plug's decently small. It's just a little bit bigger than a normal HDMI port. But this right here, the same plug will support component and composite video. So you won't need, you would need a separate adapter. But as far as the same plug, this plug is universal to both. So let's put this aside. And yes, there is a alternative way to get those plugs on Nintendo Switch. And actually, I got one of those adapters here too. I'm going to show off the Xbox component video, which, as you can see, this one is a whole lot larger as far as I think it has a lot more pins. But compare that to the PlayStation and then the Xbox 360, which I don't know for a fact, but I think this is probably the same plug. Not so big. It's the same plug from the original Xbox, but don't quote me on that. I don't own an original Xbox. Now I can say this: this plug has been around, that Sony has made, for over 20 years. Now you can quote me on that because this was on the PlayStation 1. I don't think over 20 years, because I don't think on the original PlayStation 1 they used this plug. Because I got the PlayStation 1 Mini, which is smaller, in which this plug actually comes useful. And then they moved this over to the PS2, PS3, and then they added the HDMI to the PS3. So, yes, that is the a little bit of the comparison. Okay, and now, as you can see, now this cord is a little bit more heavier duty than the other one, but also one thing I have to say, for some reason, if your audio was far away from your your like stereo or whatever, this right here, you can literally just pull it apart for however far you need it. Which this, you're kind of limited. And so, how do you hook up a Nintendo Switch? Using the dock, which I got the dock right back here, which it only has HDMI, USB Type-C, and two more USB 2.0s. But, like, how exactly do you hook that up to an old retro TV? Well, you will need one of these, which is a HDMI to audio video, which basically just allows you to, hook it up to an older TV. But the downside of this is you need external power. And it actually has a little manual switch on here on the side for, NTSC or PAL, which depending on where you at in the world, which one you need to switch that on, or what kind of TV you have. If you have a TV from another region, you just need to know what TV that region is from to understand what the frame rate is on me displaying. Like my old, I just donated a RCA tube TV to our local thrift store. Um, so basically, that right there was um, what was it called? In NTSC, yeah, NTSC, which is six. The display, the tube can display 60 frames a second. Just the way how it's designed, and I actually verified that. I set my phone to record 60 frames a second and was able to capture the TV at like without any of um, capturing the lines in the TV. So that is basically the outputs. Um, as far as connections, this one is pretty neat. Um, this is where it probably don't get a tiny bit confusing. But as far as the PS3, has two USB ports, internet jack, the AV plug, audio video plug, uh, depending on if you're using component or composite. You just have to get the right cord for that, which is pretty easy. You don't have to look at the actual plug, you just look at this and decide which one you don't get. And also HDMI. Um, I think it's digital audio. See, yeah, and then LAN, and then power. So you have a total of 7 ports, including the power port. So you got your internet, HDMI, your optical digital out, AV output, and then your audio. Then on the front, you got your 2 USB ports. That's if you don't have a PlayStation camera or whatever you're going to use. Now, I'm actually going to power up the Xbox and talk about, well, this is unplugging, and I'm going to make sure it cools off for a little while. So, I'm going to talk about the Switch. Okay, with the Switch and handheld, you get one Type-C, headphone jack, and then there's not technically a port, but I will talk about this. And then you got your little micro SD card for storage. I'm just gonna mention that since it's like really easy access. This is basically the only way you can really get storage, like especially on handheld, or otherwise you have to have a dongle, and then from that, like big beefy, maybe like a 2 TB hard drive or whatever. So we'll talk about I/O on the dock. So you got an indicator light for TV mode. So basically, when you turn on the switch, it's just letting you know, like, hey, you should be getting picture up on the display. And you got two 2.0 USB ports. And then on the back, when you pop open the thing, you got your Type C charging for the power up the whole dock, and charge the switch at the same time. And then you got one 3.0 USB, one 3.0 USB, and then HDMI. I don't know what version of HDMI, but I'm thinking not too high of one because it only supports 1080p output. And another thing to mention, I know I didn't say no internet jack or anything like that. USB 3.0 is where you would buy an adapter and like plug it in right there, try to get high speed internet to your Switch. So I'm just on put that over here. Now, time to talk about the Xbox. Now the Xbox is gonna beat all these consoles as far as I/O goes. Here's the controller. So right off the bat, you have your DVD drive. Of course, as far as the PlayStation, this is the Super Slim, so your DVD drive is on the top. And then you got, under this little cover here, you got two USB 2.0 ports. And then when we get to the rear, this is where it gets pretty interesting. So you got your power, which you need an external power brick, because otherwise, basically proud of the system if you put direct power in it. And then you also got the optical. Now this one says something else, but I think it's the same thing. Basically, your audio out, and then you have HDMI, and then the AV plug. And then you got your internet jack, and then this one right here is for right above the internet jack. It's for your Xbox Connect. Unlike the PS3, which the PS3 uses normal USB interface, which is bad because it's not in the back of the console. It's in the all the USBs are in the front of the console. That's when we're gonna get to the USBs. It actually has 3 USBs on the back of the console, where basically in the front of the consoles you can just use as far as, you know, hooking up 2 controllers or 2 wired controllers. And then the back of the console where you can maybe plug in some storage, plug in a charger. That's one thing Xbox has always done good, is as far as I/O goes, making sure you have enough to get by. And PlayStation just gives you just enough. So I'm gonna plug up the system back and get it, boot it back up. And then let's kind of talk about cooling, which is pretty neat little talk. As far as cooling goes, I'll have to give it to. I probably have to give it to the Nintendo Switch, mainly because it is a. You compare the thickness of the console compared to the Xbox 360, in the PlayStation, and it's actually able to keep really cool, even though it gets kind of hot on the back when you're playing in handheld mode. But if you're a couch gamer, um, it does pretty decently good job like that. As far as pretty neat little engineering too. This is where the vent is right over here, and there's actually two vents. There's a vent right here and a vent right here. These are both intakes, and then it goes through this fan, and it out. This is the outtake right here on the top of the console. And so when you have it in docked mode, can't really see it that good, but there is vents right here where the little uh, Type C little board is. And what it's doing is it's gonna pull cool air, and it's gonna go over here, and then they go through the switch and exhaust it that way. Even though that adapter probably won't make hardly any heat, but that is just like a just in case. Then as far as the Xbox, I'll put the Xbox 360 in second place, mainly because um, of the airflow of it. It pulls air into the sides, and then it kind of has, as far as the CPU cooling, kind of has the cooling design is kind of like a modern computer, or I was about to say laptop, but no, not a laptop. Mainly like a office computer or a gaming computer or whatever you have as far as a full tower desktop, with the fan pulling in air from, I think, just both sides. None from the front, none from the back. Pulling in from both sides, exhausting it. That will be good if you have it on top, like open space like this. And the same thing to go with the Switch. Now I'm talking about. I'm not rating it as far as like inside of a um, like a media center, like on top, maybe up under the TV, where it has open air to get as much air as possible for it. So that would be it as far as the Xbox. Because otherwise, if you had it inside like a media center, like where there would be a piece of wood above it, that wouldn't be too good. Because otherwise, that heat would be going up, and it will be going up against the wood, which will kind of, I wouldn't really say prevent full airflow, or keep, it would just keep hot air in there, which that's gonna be kind of for any media center, especially in a closed, um, basically just something that's closed in where we won't be able to get cool air to pull from. As far as the PlayStation 3, has no fans on top, has vintage vents all along the bottom, all along, all along the bottom rim, and then this right here is the outtake. So you got intake, 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 and then basically all of this back here is out, where it's gonna push all that air, the hot air out. And this is another thing for the Xbox. you're kind of limited to putting stuff on it like this. If they would have went with something like what PlayStation went with, which would be an awesome thing, because that means you can set something on top. Don't have to worry about the system overheating, because otherwise, I accidentally powered it on. But otherwise, it could just be pulling air in and then pushing air out. So yeah, that would be it. Let me go and so as far as the loaded stuff goes, I won't be able to test my PS3 right now. I don't have the power cord or anything set up. Right now, I just got it in. So for right now, I can't really test the Nintendo Switch. I left my charging block at my dad's. Can't really test out the PS3 because I would have to use my PlayStation 5 controller, which I got used for audio pass through for my headset. Because I just don't want to use a big adapter right now. And as far as the Xbox menu is pretty good. I like at the top where you can change through the menu, like really easy. Kind of have that the Windows 8 vibe to it. I think that's where they kind of got the concept for the Windows 8. And so now this is a time where we talk about storage. This is gonna be pretty bad. Okay, so Xbox. We start with the Xbox. Start with the worst first. Xbox, with no hard drive, comes with 4 GB. Or no, hold on. Let me see. Now this is the Xbox 360 Slim. So let's see. Okay, so technically, let me see how many. It's technically like 3 GB. Comes with 3 GB. Um, but one good thing is games on the Xbox don't need any install at all, depending on what game you're playing. Halo 4, I was thinking it would need a install, which actually Assassin's Creed, this one that's in right now, needed required 1 GB free. And here is some of the games I got. Now, all of these came with the Xbox. I bought this off of eBay. And pretty big selection of games. Now, only one, I believe only like one needed. Um, yes, Assassin's Creed storage required because I know everybody's not gonna have storage. Halo 4, um, uh, it's a 2-part disc. Forza 2, I think that's really about it. Otherwise, all the game files are on the disc. Now, last night I played Minecraft. Xbox 360 edition for the first time, and I really do like the snappiness. Not really of the system itself, more of not having to wait. Not having to wait, uh, try to wait for the game to download and everything else. Like here, let me just. I have not put Injustice in here yet. The system, I did my own reset. People who sold it to me, all their account stuff and everything else was on there. So I deleted that because I wanted this to be like a fresh new system. That's exactly what I did. And then, of course, as you can see, created me a little avatar. Um, Still prompting me to sign into Xbox Live, which I don't have this connected to the internet. Which slim version does have built-in Wi-Fi if you buy like the I think they call it the 360 VAT 360. Um, does not have built-in Wi-Fi, which is a bummer, especially for um, let's see. I can't remember what I was gonna say now. So, was this game? Oh, I'm gonna see if there is a way where you can see. Okay, my games. That's the only game that's in here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's the only game I played so far. So was oh, okay. Um, I'm wondering, is there a way I can see the achievements? I think I played a little bit of Halo. Activity fee. Okay. I played Minecraft. Um, Minecraft, Assassin's Creed, and I think a little bit of Halo 4. Okay, yes. Here is the games. Oh yeah, I did put an arcade game in here. But yeah, that's about it. Uh, 2 out of 4. So here we go. Got Injustice. Let's test out the snappiness of this. Now that was a game that didn't come with the Xbox. Um, cause I actually wound up formatting the system. Okay, so it's reading the disc, play game, and we're automatically in the game. Oh my gosh. Try to do that with the PlayStation 3. Injustice, there you go. It's just that fast. Now, if only future consoles would be that fast as far as not having to connect to online services to download stuff. I mean, that is pretty awesome. So, let's see if we can what's play a game here. See how. Wait, am I loading into an actual game? I thought that was a single player to. Oh, I launched tutorial mode. Okay, and as far as the graphics go, okay, yeah, I played this game before. Okay, like, I'm pressing Y. I mean, just like... Okay, this live stream just turned out me being playing Injustice. Hold on, I gotta do this. I'm gonna see if it will let me kick them. Okay. um. So yeah, that is Injustice, and like I said, um, pretty nice. Uh, so let's try out a game that okay. I've actually never played any of the Forza before. I think we had like one of them. Um, oh, okay. So here we go, Forza 2, which game's not in the best condition. I hope it runs. So here we go. We got Forza running. Hold on, y'all gotta hear this. That is the Xbox. Definitely not the fan. Uh, yeah, this is definitely older game because that is the old Microsoft Game Studios logo. So Forza Motorsports. As far as the we just don't get the free run. I don't know the difference between them. Okay, we just want to try out this one. This car, the detail, looks actually not too bad. I've definitely seen better, especially with this generation of consoles. I've seen better, but also this is one of the older games, so not. They could have, you know. I bet one of the newer Forzas is a whole lot better optimized than this. That one looks pretty good. Which I wish I did have one of the newer Forzas. I don't know what the newest one is for the Xbox 360, but that would be definitely cool to test out because I bet the graphics are a whole lot better. Especially, I'm pretty sure when this game came out, Xbox 360 was the Xbox 360 Slim was not a thing. And the graphics are, well, not the best as far as the game. Yeah, controlling the cars, the physics. Oh my gosh, these physics. Oh my gosh. Definitely, definitely has been some better games out there. Yeah, see, there was no crowd, no nothing. So obviously, I think I see one person. Yes, look at this. Oh, wow, look at that window glass. So, I'm guessing this is because not actually. Okay, now that was a horrible slowdown. Of course, they have. I'm pretty sure they've done way better in some. Okay, that was. I never played any of their games before, especially any of the Forza games. I just want to get a closer look at those textures. Okay, that ain't horrible. Definitely not the best, but that isn't too bad, especially for fence. That's what you're actually seeing, like right there. That's actually what you're going to be seeing. So that is, unless again, just scale down. Once you get further away, closer you get, probably up samples itself. Yes, I think it's just maybe like the actual car. But uh, they have done some pretty pretty good stuff on here, but definitely not the best racing game I've ever played. Um, but again, this is now 2 generations old, so I can't really hate on it too much because again, I mean, this console's pretty old, getting on up there. Um, So, Injustice actually looked pretty good. Um, okay, I was just getting an email from Amazon. Nothing important. I want to test out Halo 3 and Halo 4. I'm going to see what years. First, I want to see what year the Forza 2 come out. See what year did this come out. A Forza 2 Motorsports. Let's see the year on it. 2007. So yes, like I said, this was in the early Xbox 360 life cycle. So that was, they haven't got used to better development yet and other stuff. I think Forza 3 is when like it really changed. Let me find Halo 3 and Halo 4. See what you see if we can tell the difference. I have played a little bit of Halo 4 since I got it, so I kind of know what the graphics are like on Halo 4. Alright. Yep, Halo 3 was released in 2007. So, again, be pretty nice to see. Okay, so let me do Halo 4. Halo 4 came out in 2012. So, we'll see how big of a 5-year difference between the two games on the same system. How well optimized did they make it? So, it was just saying Forza 2. Of course, it was in the early years of the Xbox. So of course it's gonna not look that good. So we don't type in Halo. We're gonna put in Halo 3 and run it. Okay, yep, exactly. 2007 copyright. Okay, we just skip that right off the bat. Just start a solo game so we could just see those graphics. And that right there. Oh boy. I can tell how this is not really going to be. I'm not gonna say Halo is a bad game. Okay, yep. That definitely. Yeah, that right there will show you. Of how the game is. See if I can quit this cutscene. I don't think I can. I'm trying to be no spoilers for anybody. So, yeah, that is definitely different now as far as the cutscenes go. That was definitely higher quality. That would be something I could actually imagine the Xbox rendering. Okay, I think this is just a load screen. Okay, keep a nice eye on that gun. That gun, trying to figure out what button to run. Um, like, yeah, you can definitely tell, like, especially doing that, definitely tell the poly models aren't high. And I noticed, look down there in the mini map, for some reason it has like this ghost effect. I don't know if that's just, they just trying to make it look cooler, or like, what exactly was that supposed to be? Okay, and then we can look at the, yeah, definitely not the prettiest game. Uh, yeah, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember exactly, but I think Halo 4 actually looked a little bit better. Um, of course, like any other game, especially if developers, because I think this was, I can't remember when the Xbox 360 launched. Um, which of course you give developers more time to like work with the system, like better optimized games. They don't look better, and this was just a game where developers really didn't have too much time to work with the system and really get the game optimized. I mean, yeah, sure, reflections look decently good. That's the thing right there. Look, reflections are still there. They just dimmed. Um, I'm not hating on the Xbox just so like somebody's been like saying, "Oh, he's hating on the Xbox." No, this was to show you what a poorly optimized game looks like. Because otherwise, Halo, Halo 4 looks a whole lot better. Because, well, people have actually had time to work with the system, learn what the system's capable of. That is why, uh, if you have, like, on my PS3, I have played, like, I think, World at War. Play that, and then turn around and play Call of Duty Ghost. because the World at War was like really close to launch date. Um, and that would just show you like optimized games can look better. Okay, so we're just on save and quit. Yes, and then which Halo 4 is in a different environment. Can I understand that? So we don't put Halo 4 in, and this show you what the hardware is really capable of. Now, again, Halo 4 was released, I believe, a year before the Xbox One came out. I think the Xbox One came out 2003 or 2004, one of those years. So it was really close to the launch of the Xbox One. So either they could just like try to go really cheap and make a cheap port, which I'm pretty sure they're not, because I mean, you can tell between the game that was thrown together. See, like, yes, that will show you that this is a newer version of it. I think that was the developer that helped with Halo 4. Um, uh, let's see, I'm just gonna hit start campaign. So we can just kind of see how the game runs. Okay, that is just a cutscene. Not really what the game's gonna look like. But as you can see, this cutscene looks a whole lot better than Halo 3 cutscenes. I mean, this looks like... Okay, now, I believe this is actually real. Okay, never mind. I thought that was actually a real person. It's like, the cutscenes were actually filmed, but that actually fooled me. Better than the other cutscenes. Okay, yes, I can definitely tell. But also, this is in a space environment, so it doesn't really have a bunch more detail. Now, those first couple of pieces that was close up did have a bunch of detail, because I bet they was really trying to make the poly count on here, especially if you're getting really close to it like this. Um, which they could have done a little bit more of game optimized. Okay, immediately. This right here. I mean, just looking at his hands and everything else will show you that, hey, this is what the system is actually capable of instead of Halo 3. Halo 3, which it's kind of hard to tell from me just moving around, but I think maybe this is still 60 FPS. Uh, and immediately just look at the gun. The gun is noticeably better. Probably not by a whole lot. It probably made the gun a little bit more better. And now, look at the shadows and the reflections. Finally. Way better than Halo 3. and just a whole lot better reflections, a whole lot more realistic, and that right there, that's a good sign. That looked like it was trying to implement like ray tracing before ray tracing was a thing, and with this railing, that was just something they threw together. Of course, they don't want railing to be high detail. They want like, especially this. They just throw this in for the character barrier, so they can work on something like that. That right there, probably really high poly count, especially that right there being round. You can kind of see the polys, but just the detail on this game, it's especially I could see been playing Halo 3 for a very long time, and then you get Halo 4 into this brand new environment, something that's a whole lot more higher quality. Um, Notice how they have a lot more rounder stuff because they're actually able to maintain like pretty high quality, even though you can still see it. But again, not bad. Um, Walking around here, looking at the wires, and this is actually like pretty nice looking as far as wires everywhere. Everything's round, which is harder for a computer to 3D render something that's round instead of something that's a little bit more square. Like, just everything. Now, this right here, little screens. I don't know if it's actually 3D. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit 3D. This right here, this little scene right here, probably easier than this because it has more flat surfaces. This one right here is a whole lot more, a lot more flat surfaces, a lot more to make it seem round.
What are you doing, boy?